Hi guys, it's Beck here from Hello, my name is Beck and I am popping in today to do potluck prompts number 14. Now, if you haven't been with my channel very long, you won't know about potluck prompts. A year ago I started potluck prompts and I haven't actually done any for over a year now, but I'm gonna try and get back into them because they were fun, they were inspiring, and it did get the mojo going, so that's something I want to do. I have a playlist on my channel called Potluck Prompts if you are interested in catching up and following along with that. Now, so I have a pot that says what to make, a pot that says theme, a pot that says colors, and then another pot that says added challenge. So I'll take a slip from each one of these. I have printed out the information on each one, and if you want a copy of that emailed to you, you let me know and you can actually cut up your own things for your own pots. Just pop that in the comments if you want to have that and I will send you an email. So yeah, let's get into it, because I'll do this part as voice to camera and then the next part I'll speed up the actual making, and then I'll probably do a voiceover or maybe add some music. Today is a Saturday of a long weekend, so I'm just going to pick that one there for what to make, and I'm going to pop it on top. And then, so yeah, it's a Saturday and my husband is home, so I'm going to pick that one there. So he is just in the shower at the moment, so it means that I can do a quick video and then I'll get on to making and then I can edit that. So that's that colour. And then now, so I have actually added the prompts from last year back into these pots, so we might actually get some similar prompts come up. Let's hope not. So that one there. Okay, are you ready? I'm nervous. I think one of the reasons I actually stopped doing this video series is because it actually is quite nerve-wracking, getting things that you don't actually know what to do with. But I have always said in all of the previous videos is you can interpret these however you want, so sometimes you can get around what it is that you're making. So we're making 18. Now, if you haven't been with the series before, I actually have a little book in which I can pick projects from, and it's number 18 that we're going to make. Let's have a look at the theme today. We've got Postage. I love that theme. The colours that we are going to be using for our Postage themed mail. Oh, favourite colour. Okay, so that could be anything. As you can see, I'm a bit of a pastels lover, so it could actually be pastels, and I do love my pinks. So, and then I have to add an additional challenge of using some alphas today. So what we'll do is we'll grab the book of projects to find out what number 18 is, and then we will then turn off this and get on to making. So it's a bit dark at the moment, it's very overcast, so I will... Alright, so there's 15 there, 16, 17, 18. Alrighty. Well, this actually looks like it's going to be quite an easy one. So this is actually a Zig Zag trifold Happy Mail, so I can make it any size I want to. I don't have to make it the size that I have on here. But yeah, so it's going to be a zigzag mail. It's going to have a postage theme. Can be made with my favourite colour. Obviously pink and postage don't really go together, but hey. And then we're going to add some alphas. So let's get into this. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you do want to play along, I'd love if you could tag me in Instagram when you actually have finished your project. So, all right, guys, let's get into this. Thanks. Okay guys, I thought I'd come back in just to finish off this potluck prompts with you. So we had number 18, which is the Zig Zag Fold Flip Book or Happy Mail. The theme of the Happy Mail is postage, so you can see that I've added some postage items to the Happy Mail. This one's favourite colour, so love peaches, love pinks, and then the last item is an added challenge of adding alphas. So I'll move these out of the way and then I'll show you the end result here. So I don't know whether you noticed, but I had a little blotch on here that I needed to cover. So I have just used some gemmies and some glittery ones to actually sort of cover that little tiny blotch that I did, because I was using this script stamp here just to give this whole frame sort of a really nice postage theme. I had to restamp the Happy Mail. It has made it a little bit blurry, but I'm happy with the end result here. And then I love this one here, the carte postale. So that's actually a stamp that I had from Lizzie. So yeah. So that is the front page. I've raised it up with like foam tape, so definitely postal there. And so this back piece of paper, I thought it just really married well with the original paper that I chose for the die cut. So, and then it has this other pattern on the back. So just here I've put in a vellum strip here, which actually acts as a belly band for a letter. So that closes up that way, and then opening up this way. What I did was I ended up measuring this back page. It's actually the same as the die cut paper, and then I've just bent this around and stuck the pieces together to create the fold. So this is, this was actually the cut from across the top on this gingham paper. And so what I've done is I've made it a pocket here, and it kind of ties the front and the middle together. I was just frightened that this really didn't sort of marry up with either of the gingham or the pattern paper there. So by adding this pocket, I feel like I have actually sort of tied things together. And then by adding the same gems that I've got on the front, it sort of really does make it a difference. So I've got a couple of sticker sheets, but they are sort of Happy Mail and postage themed sticker sheets. This one here is like floral postage, and it's actually the die cut, I don't know whether you can see, actually has the stamp edge to it, so when these stickers are peeled, that'll be nice. So it's like a postage stamp. Got some enamel dots for the person, so lovely colours, so I thought that they really blended well with the colours that I've chosen, so the peaches and then the blues which we've got together. Some washi tape here, which is a postage theme. We've got love, and then we've got just a grid washi there, and then I've got some stickers with just some you know, just some little tiny alpha sentiments. Talking of alphas, the last thing was to add alphas as an added challenge. So I don't know, you would have seen me looking at the alphas, these peach ones, for a very, very long time. I think when I actually looked up at the video, I worked out that it was 10 minutes that I sat here staring at them thinking, what can I make? I really wanted to do snail mail, but I actually only had one L left. So then I realised once I'd gone through my stamps earlier to do the front, I realised I had alpha stamps. So not only have I done alpha sort of stickers, I have done alpha stamps as well. So snail mail and then some letters there. I did actually have to go over the mail with pencil. just to make it stand out, just because I think I'd stamped this probably too heavily and these were very light. So there we go. This is Potluck Prompts number 14. Very happy with that. We've got the letter just here. I did actually have this letter writing paper just here, so I'll work out who this is going to and send it on its way. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Like I said, if you do take part in this, I'd love to see what you create. Tag me on Instagram if you take part in this number 14. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.